Hello and welcome to Woke Watch, an ongoing series of videos where I find the wokest stories on the internet and together we can pick them apart to expose woke ideology for the bullshit it really is. Recently, the Lord Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, launched an interactive video aimed at educating men about the wrongs of violence towards women, and of course that must be commended. However, for the first of many times I'm going to mention this, it's worth knowing that Sadiq Khan is a practicing Muslim, and the Islamic faith goes out of its way like no other to oppress and abuse women. Not only that, but Khan has hosted events where known Islamic extremists were invited as guest speakers and men and women were segregated. So I find it hard to take advice on how to treat the fairer sex from such a fucking hypocrite. The video is over 22 minutes long and the title is Mate. And it should come as no surprise that the villain of the piece is the only white guy to talk throughout the entire video. Now, being a white guy myself, I'm aware that wokeness is pushing the white man bad narrative, and I have to be careful how I phrase my next few sentences. Because the UK is very multicultural, yet there are ethnic and religious minority groups within British society who, despite violence being completely illegal, view beating women as part of their culture. Yet, in this interactive video from the Mayor of London, the white guy is the only person to be constantly corrected. And he's using language that would have been outdated in the 1970s. The premise of the video is you're meant to click at the point you would intervene when the white guy is saying stuff so offensive you wouldn't let him continue. So remember, white man bad, and everyone else in the video has just graduated from the University of Wokeness with a double first in diversity.
Reviewed. Oh my days. Is that a bird running the line? So what, now I've got women telling me I'm wrong about football as well?
That's something true, bro.
What do they know about the game, man?
Did you not watch the Women's Euros? It's pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, for a laugh. That stuff's a joke. Mind you, some of them players are pretty fit though.
In the run-up to that clip, the white guy says, "Are we doing a bit of soccer?" That proves that even though this video's from the Lord Mayor of London, the chances are it's been farmed out to some PR company in New York, because only Americans and Australians refer to football as soccer, because they have their own games which they call football, despite American football and Aussie rules football involving the players picking up the ball and running with it rather than kicking it with their fucking feet. That's by the by. But the language used, no group of men speaks like that. Did you see the Women's Euros? Pretty decent, actually. Because here's a secret, no one cares. At present, the Women's World Cup is going on. And I'm sorry to sound very sexist, but virtually no men care. The only men watching women's football are the ones who know that if they don't, they won't get a shag off their girlfriend or spouse. Women's football is a lot like the Chelsea Flower Show. We know it takes place and it's on the BBC, but no one fucking watches it.
Bro, you need to lay down the ground rules straight away.
Is that what you did with that girl you took out in Shoreditch?
Well, nah, she ghosted me. Probably wouldn't know a good thing if it slaps her in the face. Someone I'd gladly do if I see her again.
Mate,
What did I do now?
stop! Just stop, man. You can't be saying that, bro. That's serious stuff.
Obviously, I'd never do it.
Yeah, but just saying it is bad enough, man. You know that.
Yeah, I understand.
Bro, this guy can't defend. He can't.
Oh, yeah. Send me. Square. Where's that outside, man?
Again, remember, white man bad. Later in the video, he discusses sending a dick pic to a bird. Now, who does that? In all my years on God's earth, I've never sat with a group of male friends and told them I'm planning to send a picture of my penis to a member of the opposite sex. All same sex. Fuck it. Let's be inclusive. And if you get to the end of the video without intervening, the lead character, the white guy, then berates you and tells you to watch the video again. Fuck off, you woke pillock. Of course, anything aimed at reducing violence towards women should be celebrated. But since Khan became Mayor of London, violent crime has skyrocketed. Things like stabbings, acid attacks and county lines drug offences have never been higher. And once again, Sadiq Khan is a practising Muslim. And the Prophet Muhammad was in his 50s when he married his youngest wife, Aisha. She was 6 years old, but don't worry, he waited until she was 9 until he fucked her. So once again, I have trouble taking advice on how to treat women from someone whose religion openly celebrates a kiddie fiddler. That might get me in trouble. Is it also worth mentioning, for the benefit of Mr. Khan and his mate video, that honour-based killings are an Islamic phenomenon? Usually, you'll have a Muslim family with a good Muslim daughter who falls in love usually with a white Western guy, and the shame is so much her parents have no choice but to set fire to her. Also, female genital mutilation, that's an Islamic thing as well. So in the video, statistically, the white guy is the least likely to cut off his daughter's clitoris. Yeah, but birds are trying to tell me about football. Thankfully though, although this woke nonsense is going on in the UK, on the other side of the Atlantic, over in the New World, things are somewhat different. Now, it's been a couple of months since Bud Light's disastrous pairing with transgender circus freak Dylan Mulvaney, and now that company has lost $30 billion. Also, I believe the #1 single in the USA at the moment is called Try That in a Small Town. I believe the artist's called Jason Aldean, correct me if I'm wrong. But I've heard that song, and I know the woke are losing their fucking minds. The Antieverything Brigade have decided that the song is racist and promotes white supremacy. But of course, if you're woke, if you can't attach transphobia to something, then you say white supremacy. Now, I'm not usually a country music guy, but I've heard this song around a dozen times. And I don't believe there's a single mention of anything to do with race in the lyrics. The issue is that in the video, there are various clips of crimes taking place, and some of those clips are of the 2020 BLM riots. So people are saying it's white supremacy, but surely a song about not tolerating criminality, everything which is a crime is fair game. The colour of the perpetrator doesn't matter, it's the criminal act. And the essence of the song, as far as I understand it, is essentially, if you come to small town America, if you then disrespect the American country, the American people, or commit a crime, we'll fucking shoot you. That does sound to me like the American dream. I have to say, I really like the message of that song, because despite living in the UK, where we have very strict gun laws, and personally I'm glad of that, I know it's different in the USA, but if someone were to try and steal from me, say if someone was trying to steal my car, I would have no compunction in killing them. And I know woke leftists will say, what, you think your possessions are more important than a human life? If I've had to go to work to buy that possession, then yes, it is more important than the person trying to steal it, because they're just too fucking lazy to earn it for themselves. And I think it's a good thing that it's now clear the tide is turning against the disease of wokeness. We know the #1 single in the USA, and this video released by Sadiq Khan is being openly mocked by all and sundry. I mean, I spent my dinner break downloading those clips just so I could come here after work and take the piss out of them. As ever, thanks for watching.